In the Bluey universe, we've seen Bingo dressed as a leopard, and one of the girls' favorite shows is Cat Squad. But if felines are so well known and loved in the world of Bluey, why have we never seen any of them? Would they be mythical creatures like unicorns? Or would they also have their own homes and families just like the dogs? We investigated and discovered exactly what happened to the cats and felines in Bluey. And let me tell you, I never imagined I would find the answer we're about to reveal. Cats everywhere. As we've mentioned, unlike the real world where dogs and cats may even be mortal enemies, in Bluey, cats are highly appreciated animals. Proof of this is that the girls have feline plush toys, not to mention Cat Squad, which seems to be the most famous show among kids in Bluey. The show is so popular that Muffin even has a tricycle that plays the show's theme music and has a feline front. But we've never seen a single living cat in any scene in Bluey. We've seen that the dogs in Bluey have their own pets and companions, as we noticed when Bluey and Bandit go to the vet. It's quite funny to see pets having pets. Moreover, there are also wild animals that exist in nature and are not domesticated. But we've never seen, at least until now, a little live cat in the world of Bluey, which raises suspicion if they really exist in the reality of the Blue Dogs cartoon. And the answer is yes, they exist and live in the world of Bluey. The question is how they live. So, we'll use two main theories. Cats live like dogs. The first idea would be to consider that in the world of Bluey, both cats and dogs have their own cities and ways of life, with their families, schools, and homes, just like we see the healers and all the characters we see in Bluey. The first point that supports this possibility is the fact that we always see the feline plush toys of the series being represented on two legs, as happens when Bluey is playing Tea Party with her feline plush toy. Moreover, when we see Bluey and Bingo playing doctors, Bluey draws to demonstrate that Bandit's health problem would be because he would be pregnant. First, Bandit thinks he could have a possum inside his belly, but Bingo clarifies that he would actually be pregnant with a cat that would have entered through his navel during the night. This could be an indication that cats live in society and have offspring normally, just like dogs, and both species can coexist in the same universe, each in its own city. Another indicator of this possibility would even be the Cat Squad show itself, where we see that in the show, cats and dogs coexist, with villain dogs and cats being heroes. Of course, this is just a cartoon within another cartoon, but it would indicate that there really is a chance for both species to actually live in the same world. And how would we love to see cats appearing in Bluey today? Let's put #cats here in the comments. If you like cats, even just a bit, comment too. Returning to Bluey, there is even a theory that both cats and dogs may have gone through the same transformation. Animal civilization. As we've mentioned, in Bluey, dogs are like us humans. They have professions, have meals together, and even serve in the army, like Rusty's dad or Grandpa Mort. But there is a group of characters that shows us that this behavior is not actually normal for all dogs in Bluey. We're talking about the puppies. Socks, who is the youngest cousin in the family, seems to be a character that references children who may have difficulty in their development and growth. That's because we see Socks, throughout 2 seasons, acting like a conventional dog, just like the ones we know. She walks on 4 legs, barks, and even bites other characters. But we see that after growing a bit more, she started behaving more like all the other dogs in society, walking on 2 legs and even speaking the language. In fact, this is exactly what happens with all human beings, who, when we are babies, act in one way, but as we grow, we start to imitate the behavior we observe in our parents, including their language. But this could mean that the nature of all Bluey characters is this: to be a normal dog, and this changes as the characters grow up and start living in society. But Socks is not the only one. For example, in the episode Pass the Parcel, when Pat, Lucky's dad, tries to change the game, practically all the puppies go to their mothers and start howling in sadness, which is a wild behavior of dogs. All this means that the same could happen with cats, or it might already have happened. They could also have an organized society and live in their cities with their offspring, but preserving some of their wild behaviors such as always landing on their feet. But if all this is true, then a doubt arises regarding whether cats and dogs would peacefully coexist or not. Cats versus dogs. As we've mentioned, in the Cat Squad cartoon, the 3 protagonists are named Kate, Cooper, and Cleo, and they are the representatives of the feline species and apparently the peacekeepers. We can notice that in the animation, the roles kind of reverse compared to the real world, and cats hunt dogs, if they are criminals of course. Even though it's a kid's cartoon, this could indicate that there's a certain rivalry between the 2 groups of animals. Another small hint that shows a possible feud between the 2 mammal types occurs when we see the episode we've already mentioned, where Bluey pretends to be a doctor. Thinking about it, would Bluey be a doctor or a veterinarian? After all, Bandit is a dog. But regardless, we see that in Dr. Bluey's diagnosis, she puts a cat inside Bandit's belly. Then, in the same episode, we see both Bluey and Bingo performing a surgery on their father, and thus removing the cat they pretended was inside him, showing yet another feline plush toy in the show. Could this be an allusion to the fact that dogs can eat cats, literally, in the Bluey universe? But that's not all, because in the short clip where we see Bandit working in his archaeologist profession, he gives a small lecture on the evolution of dogs. And Bandit explains that dogs started walking more than 4 million years ago. Then, Bandit shows a representation of a primitive cave dog and how they imagined it would be. And what catches the eye is that the dog is holding a cat on its shoulders, as if it had hunted it. This would indicate that according to Bluey's archaeologist dogs and scientists' understanding, dogs really did feed on cats in the distant past. And it could be that in some way they've reduced this, but maybe they still hunt cats, even if it's for sport, however cruel that may be. And if you're also against being mean to animals, we're on the same team. So if you've not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and officially join our group. Still following the same train of thought, another theory would be the fact that just as dogs evolved over these same 4 million years, cats also did. And they would naturally have become enemies of the dogs that hunted them, and would have organized themselves to defend themselves, which would have led cats and dogs at some past moment, or maybe even currently, to be at war. This would explain the fact that we see several dogs serving in the military in the show, both in the present and in the past. Even though this theory makes some sense, honestly, it's very unlikely. That's because, according to some clues we've noticed in Bluey's episodes, we can say that in fact, as incredible as it may seem, there's a great chance that in reality, cats are just pets. When Bandit and Bluey arrive at the vet to try to save the life of the little bird they found injured while walking, we see a sign with the representation of several small animals. And we can notice that one of the animals on the sign is exactly a representation of a cat. Moreover, when Bandit reports to the vet about the little bird, he tells her that he doesn't know what happened, but he believes it may have been attacked by some cat maybe. Another cool thing happens again in the episode where Bluey playfully operates on Bandit. A rat and a plush cat come out of him, and it seems that Bingo really likes the kitten plush toy, as she hugs the cat affectionately and pets it, just like you do with real cats. Another indication that cats are pets in Bluey occurs in the episode Meow. We see Bluey, Mackenzie, Chloe, and Honey playing, and they pretend to be cats. Bluey, Honey, and Cleo even simulate cat behavior and make their eyes look feline-like. This makes it very clear that if there were any rivalry between cats and dogs, it would be almost impossible to see a group of puppies playing as cats. This set of information suggests that cats are pets just like any other in the Bluey universe. But still, we haven't seen any city inhabitant, at least not yet, with a pet cat, which, let's face it, would be really quite strange. But it's still at the very least intriguing. Perhaps the creative team avoided this deliberately to avoid generating some criticisms and questions that would have very difficult answers. I would certainly love to see some cats appearing in Bluey, either as characters or as pets. It would be really cool to see how the characters would treat their feline pets. Who knows, maybe we'll see something in Season 4, which is coming soon. I'm counting down the days to see the next episodes of Bluey and all the new things they'll bring. And to ease my anxiety, I watched some incredible videos from the channel. Since I like you, I'm leaving on the screen the 2 latest videos I like the most from the channel for you to check out. Watch them and then come back here to comment if you like them. Hugs!